Hello everybody, welcome back. My name's Chris, I'm playing City Skylines. This is part 2 of one of my experiment videos that I did part 1 previously, and in part 1 I looked at making a monorail work really hard. I created several different districts. The districts weren't linked together. The only way that people could move from a district to the train station was through multiple monorails. I wanted to see if the Cims would actually use the monorails to move up to the train station, and they did do that. So I decided to extend the experiment by adding a metro. I'm going to replicate what I did on the monorail, literally by copying and pasting the road layout and moving it from one side to the other. And the reason for this, I wanted to see how metros now operate as well. So basically now what I've got now is one side on the left is a load of metros going from district to district to district. There is no direct path for the Cims to walk. They have to use either the metro or monorail to move. I've done that by ensuring that the roads that lead in and out of the district are highways, so they have no footpaths. So you've got on the left metro, on the right monorail, and they move up from one district to the next, up and up and up. On the metro side, they've got a metro train station. They move from there across to the, sorry, it's not right. They have a metro that moves from the metro side on the left over to the monorail side on the right. And there we've got a combination, one of the new Sunset Harbour kind of transport hubs, which is for the train, the monorail and the metro, which is actually a really useful thing to use, and I'm pleased to say it does exactly what it's meant to. The Cims move from one area to another in the most fantastic way. Now, to ensure that their Cims are going to do this, I need to ensure there's lots of Cims, and to do that I decided to basically put the high residential areas into each of those districts, zoning them up so that I had the maximum amount of Cims in the smallest amount of areas to try to ensure that the actual stations get really busy. Anyway, let's see how my planning works out. If you enjoy my videos, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell to keep all the future videos, and please do like the video So to add a little bit of the interest, I put some of the zones at the top there as commercial and offices, just to attract the Sims up from the bottom areas. If they don't need to travel anywhere, they do need to get to work and buy food and do all that kind of funky shit that they have to do. So I did some of those little bits at the top there just to try to push the Sims up. The road structure is now in place. As you can see, I've got the metros going from like a district up to the next district, and then a district up to the next district with a little loop going between the two stations. And that is the idea. Now there is no route for the Sims to walk, effectively to the right and up. They have to take the public transport options, and that is what I have done, and I've done it deliberately. So this is the initial flyover, and let's see what and who and type of houses are built in this area. So quite a bit of time has passed, and you can see that the actual area is now kind of maturing. There's lots more buildings in there. There should be more Sims moving around, and hopefully we should start seeing more people, more Sims moving between districts via the metro. And hopefully at the very end, where we've got the final metro station, which is going to move people using the metro over to the other area, which was where the monorail was, you should be able to see more and more people. Let's just see how that gets on. So you can see on the highway that the traffic flow now is becoming quite immense into the area. So Sims are piling in. If you listen really carefully, you can hear the upgrades are now occurring, that the housing is being upgraded, therefore there's quite a lot of an attraction. The area is very attractive for Sims to come in. So you can see the buildings now are really moving up, yet we're still not getting the amount of people and the amount of Sims that I really want to be being pushed through that metro system. They're just not going, although there's a few people coming in and out of these areas right now. I really want more and more. So if you watched my part 1, you would have seen that the furthest metro stations have the least amount of people, but that would be expected, wouldn't it? You know, you've got people coming in, they go to the next station, they all get off, they all move, plus now all the people in that district get on, they move up to the next district, and you just compound the problem. You're getting more and more Sims. I really want to be able to get to, or I would like to be able to get to, a point where you actually have more Sims waiting on the platform than could fit in the train. Now I don't know if I'm ever going to get there, but as you can see now, again, a little bit of time has passed and I have got quite a large number of Sims waiting on the train station of the original zone, which is linked by the metros. And as you can see, I am deliberately running the smaller DMUs, or it could be an EMU, probably an EMU because it's got overheads, into that platform. So it's only got 3 carriages long, and it is obviously going to carry a lot less passengers. But you can see I've got a good build-up of passengers there, which is absolutely fantastic. It is working really well. The monorail actually works really well when you compare the two areas, although the monorail, let's call it zone 1, is by far older, it's more mature, there's a lot more Sims, more residents there, and they are moving up through the area. It is actually doing a really grand job of moving people in and out of that area. The metro is slowly getting there, but obviously probably a couple of hours of actual gameplay and the number of passengers will increase quite significantly. So the great news is, if you want to reduce your traffic in your residential areas, then plough in some public transport. It works really, really well, and that's something you should be able to plan and consider into your city. Now obviously this was just an experiment. I just really wanted to watch. I wanted to cram on as many Sims as possible into those monorail and metro trains, and I think I've kind of achieved it. Since then, I have, re-changed the layout a little bit. I have deliberately made sure that I've, making the Sims maybe walk a little bit more between districts, not having so many metro stations and monorail stations, and that also works really well. So you're probably asking yourself, come on Chris, what is the point of this? Well, I really wanted to see if public transport works. I really wanted to see if the Sims would use the public transport, and yes they do, and they use it in abundance. So please do, whacking public transport, add those new hubs that are available in Sunset Harbour DLC. If you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that share button, and please do subscribe. That would make my day. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please stay safe, keep yourself well. I hope to see you again on my next video, whatever that may be, and goodbye for now.